If you don't have a heat press to do the Rhino stencil film heat transfer, and you don't have room to do emulsion, or you just don't want to deal with the cleanup and the waiting time of the drying of the emulsion, you can also use a stencil. You can cut out a stencil out of paper. You can use anything, you just have to cut it reverse, backwards. I used, because I have a vinyl cutter, we also make vinyl decals for cars, windows, whatever you need a sticker for. We also cut stickers here. But I did it with the white vinyl, and I just reversed the image on the computer so it's backwards, so it's mirrored. You cut it out, and then you weed it out like you're doing a sticker, but instead of taking the actual stuff out, you just want to take out the middle pieces that you would leave in there if you're actually making a sticker. That makes sense. And then you just put it on the screen, just like you're putting a sticker on whatever you're putting the sticker on, and you're just putting it on the screen backwards, because once you lay it down and get it all down, and once you flip the screen over and put it on your press, it's on there the correct way. And then we're going to show you the steps of the correct way, because we got some really rad tie-dye shirts that we also do here too.
Snoot.
It's if you skateboard, it's almost kind of like putting grip tape on the top of your board. That's the only way that I know how to describe it, is almost putting on like grip tape. You almost do the same motions if you're putting grip tape on your board, or you're putting a sticker on the screen. Screen print, some rad stuff. Okay, once you got it on there, I don't know if you can see that, but it looks backwards on the screen. We took the tape off and we got it on there, but when you flip it this way, it's the right way. And now we're gonna go set it up on the press and show you how cool it's gonna come out. Okay, here the way we line up shirts, so it's centered, the graphic would be centered on the shirt so we don't mess up, because sometimes that happens. We draw a center line down the shirt with tailor's chalk, and the tailor's chalk comes off with a damp cloth on the press. You just put the flash dryer over the shirt and it dries it real nice when everything is lined up and centered. That's what we do here. Everybody does it different. This is the way that I figured out how it works for me. You're probably, if you're watching, know a better way, but whatever. This is the way we do it here. Everybody does stuff different and always has the same outcome. We do crispy designs. Everything that I wear, I made, basically. So that's what we do. Put it on this tie-dye creation that we did yesterday, and then you want to hit this off with the spray tack, so the shirt doesn't come up with the screen, so the shirt stays down on the board. And you just want to do that with it. Okay, once you get your shirt in the hands, like so, we got a grid we drew on here with a marker. So there's a grid, every line is 3 inches down. We got a center line down the middle. And then you want to throw your shirt on the board, just like so. And the way we do it is just like that. Because we drew that center line down with the tailor's chalk, and we got the center line that peeks out the collar off of the board here. So that should be good. See, everything is lined up, centered perfect, and the tailor's chalk comes off with a damp cloth, real nice and easy. You take it off, and now it's off, and then you swing the flash dryer over on top of it and just let that dry. Okay, once you got everything centered up on the shirt, you got your screen ready to go, ready to drop it down. We're using some glow-in-the-dark stuff that I picked up the other day. It's just in a little tube, and you just want to put it on your screen. I don't know how it's going to turn out because I never used glow-in-the-dark ink before, but I thought it would be rad to do it. You just want to put a whole bunch down because it's a thin deal, and I'm going to be doing 2 shirts. So you want to hit that off, and we're using a 14-inch squeegee. It's like a 65 durometer for screening on the shirts. And then you just want to flood the screen before you actually screen print on the shirt itself. So you just want to get that off like so. Lay it down and see what happens. It's glow in the dark, so I don't know if you're supposed to be able to see it or not, but I can see a little bit on there, and it's glowing in the dark. We're flash drying the shirt, and it usually takes 3 minutes, but with this glow in the dark stuff, we have to have been having it on there for about 6 minutes for some reason. Maybe it's just the type of style of ink. They call it paint, but whatever it is, it turned out really good. We'll show you what it looks like after it's done drying. I got another tie-dye creation that I'm going to print on after this one is done drying, and we'll show you what the outcome looks like. Okay, we're going to do shirt, tie-dye shirt number 2 with the glow-in-the-dark ink, and we're going to flood the screen, because that's what you got to do all the time. I'm going to put a little more ink on there just because this doesn't look, it's real thin stuff. it. Everybody does it different. And then let's check it out. We're gonna do 2-color design on a baseball tee, and the way to do that is we put the graphic that we printed out off from the computer onto the board, and we center it up. Now we take the screen with the graphics, we line it up to that, and it should be, good to go. Because if you line it up straight and everything's good to go, everything should work out properly. Once you get your image that you printed off from the computer onto the shirt board, lined up, centered straight with your guidelines or whatever you have on there to get it centered, and you put the screen in the press, you just want to center it up like so. Okay, we're going to do 2-color. It's going to be red background with black letters on this baseball tee. And the way we do that is the same way we do all the rest of them. You throw it on here. Just like so. Lined up. Okay, as the center line, I marked it off with the damp cloth. I took it off, and now we're letting it dry with the flash dryer. As that's drying and getting ready, we're going to ink up this screen with the red. And you want to put some on there. Be generous with the ink. This is the first color of the 2-color situation that we're into. And then you just want to set that there. Wipe this off your hands.
Onto your shirt.
Yeah. Make sure you wipe the ink on your shirt. It doesn't matter. Just wipe it off on your shirt. That's what you have to do. Okay. You got the ink on the screen. You grab your squeegee. You want to flood this. Make sure it's good to go. And hit it off. Just like that. And then you want to back flood the ink so it's in the screen so it don't dry, because we're using the water based. And you just might want to hit it off one more time, because this is what you got to do. You always want to hit it twice sometimes. That time I didn't back flood because I put all the ink that was out here, I pressed it all the way in there. And that looks pretty good. Okay, here's what the first color looks like. is just an outline of the deal, but it went down on the shirt pretty good. And now we're gonna flash dry it and set up the other screen, because I do it differently. I always put the base coat first, then the main deal, always line it up to what we did right here. So we flooded the screen. I'm gonna flood it one more time just because that black, I just want a lot on there so it gets down right. And then you want to hold it. And that's how you do a two-color deal. And then you want to back flood it, just so it don't, if you need to do it again. But at this point, it looks pretty good. Here's what we did today. We did the tie-dye, glow-in-the-dark screen print. I don't know, here, let's get closer. I don't think you can see it on there because it's glow-in-the-dark, but it's there. It's there. We did 2 of these. Here's the other one. Right here. You can see that one a little bit better because this one's tie-dyed a different way. But turned out pretty good, I guess. Looks pretty cool in the dark. I checked it out. Can't really see it on camera, but see me at the Cosmic Bowling, I'll be rocking this. And then we got the baseball tee with the 2-color print. The red background with the black lettering, the black skull. You can see that. That's pretty fresh. That turned out pretty good. I haven't done a 2-color in a long time. That turned out really well. I built everything by hand. The press, where I put my screens outside to wash them. The screen holder, built everything by hand. With the wood, nails, screws, did it all by hand. I'm a skater, I skateboard too. I also print on skateboards, but that's a whole nother video that I have to go into complete detail with that one. But we screen print on skateboards, t-shirts, hoodies. I've done underwear. I've done some outrageous things I screen printed on, but it worked out in the long run. We also do heat transfers for one-off unique designs, because I'm not going to set up a screen for one unique design. So we can do beanies. I don't have a beanie with something on it, but we can do beanies, we can do shirts, we can do hoodies, we can do sweatshirts like this. Anything that you want that's unique, one-off, I'll do it with the heat transfer vinyl. You can look me up on the Facebook at H&H Screenprinting /Crusader Skateboards, and you can also look me up on the Instagram at Crusader Skateboards. We're out here, you know, just doing what we do. Everything is made by me and my grandpa. He helps me. He's the one in the background. That's the second H, or the first H, in H&H. I'm the second one. So if you like what you saw, you know, ramble on about the stuff that we got here, share it, like it, subscribe to my channel.